Also Teaching for You, and today we are going to be looking at how we can help your children who might be struggling with anxiety. So one of the things that I like to do is to create a space for them. Now, before we continue, I want to let you know that this episode today is going to be one where I just give you one tip that I want you to implement right away. And if you like it and if it works for you, then go to my blog at www.colorfulteachingforyou.com/blog, and I'll link to it in the description so that you can get a whole bunch of other strategies to use as well with this strategy. Okay? So you and I both know now, more than ever, with our COVID numbers rising, everything, we've got so many children who are struggling with anxiety. And we as educators want to teach them, or even homeschooling parents, want to teach our children how do we manage it without penalizing the child, without making them feel like something's wrong with them. Because nothing's wrong with them, and we don't want them to feel that way. So the thing that I like to do is I like to, what I call, create the space. As in, I like to create a calming area for my children. Now, you might have heard of calming areas. I've seen a whole bunch of them on different websites, and they look spectacular. But what I found is that a lot of these are designed for sensory rooms. And frankly, in my classroom, I don't have time or space for a sensory room, especially with the fact that we have to socially distance all of our students and where they're sitting. So I like to create a very small place, and it is doable, on a minimalistic budget and on a minimalistic format. So what I mean by that is teachers, we don't have a lot of money to be spending, especially if you're a teacher and a parent, right? It's way too much. So I've created two resources that's going to help you. Well, it's two because one is for elementary children and the other one is for teenagers or high school students, because it allows you to create this space. It's free, by the way. It allows you to create this space for your kids, but using the equipment and the things that you already have without having to spend very much. So if you're in Canada, it's things from the dollar store, for example. If you're from the States, it's probably things from Target. I know a lot of people like Target. So it's very, very quick. Now, the reason I like to create a calming area is because a lot of the time when children act up is because they don't know where to go, right? I don't like saying acting up, but when they do, it's because they don't know how to manage themselves. So we want to teach them self-regulation strategies, and we want to give them or empower them to be able to manage their own bodies and their own minds in their own time. So when I'm in my classroom, if a child needs to, say, step away into this calming area because something's going on in their body, or they're feeling just really tight, or they're scared, or they're worried, then they get up and they go there. They don't ask for permission because they don't need to. And that gives them the power, them the control, and allows them to feel like they are able to manage themselves and their big emotions. So this is why I allow them to go, and I don't require that they ask permission. But what I do pre-teach is that they should know the difference between playing versus actually managing their emotions. And then they figure out when they're ready to come back to our learning environment, what do we do? How do we manage ourselves? And then I go back and I go and take a look at what was going on so that I can help them after as well. Because you don't want to just leave them and then forget about it. You want to see what's going on and help them through the process. Sometimes it might require you to monitor over a period of time. Sometimes it might just require that you check in and you just walk away, or you just talk to them for a bit. But either way, this space is so incredibly important for us to create in our classrooms or in your home, whether you're a homeschooling parent or even if you're not a homeschooling parent. If you are a parent, creating this space empowers your children to be able to take ownership of their emotions, and it gives them the tools to manage, which is so important because as they get older, they need to be able to do this. We can't flock over them and watch over every single thing and manage everything. So we give them the strategies. I start this right. You can do this from grade 1. You can do this all the way to high school. So I hope this was helpful for you. Today we talked about the importance of helping our children who are struggling with anxiety, and one particular way, which is creating the space. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week, same place, same time. Remember to create, experience, and teach from the heart. Take care, my friends.